What is up, dudes, dudettes, and all my beautiful people of the interwebs? You know what day it is. It is Saturday, so it's time to go beyond with your usual frauds here. Thank you for joining in. Welcome to the United States of Smash with the Smash Podcast. And I got to say, we're glad to be back. Of course, I know these two got some news that they want to talk about because they've hyped about it. Something I'm falling behind on, which I will take that, but it's going to be their moment to shine for once. Well, Solo always shines, but if it's not One Piece, you don't get nothing.
You're right about that one.
But let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the crew. Back as always, we have our resident artist and mastermind, the ever forgettable, but always making a name for himself, Mr. Soul King.
What is good, y'all? God. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys.
Oh, this man already. Come on.
Just make sure. Okay.
Everyone's trying to get them commissions out of the man. That's all it is.
Yep.
I mean, this boy is making moves with his art. I'm telling you, man. Do you want to talk about King Weeaboos? That's this man right here. Especially if you want Naruto art, he's got you.
Oh, we gonna bring that back up again. Man, I thought y'all forgot about that one.
Hey, my phone always buzzing, man. I don't know why. I'm about to mute it.
Yeah, it's because everyone's trying to get them Naruto commissions. That's all. You still haven't finished your Dragon Ball stuff, too. You got to show more of that 18 that you were working on.
Oh, shit.
That one, I don't know if I'm ever going to finish that one, honestly.
And, of course, we got the resident fraud, the man with no plan, Mr. Operation himself.
Help me, Robin. Please, don't leave me in his room alone. Robin, help! What's up, y'all?
Yeah, you're going to be calling for help in a minute.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Just been doing my regular thing. Started Batman Beyond again because I never had a chance to finish that because of the DC Universe subscription, which is pretty cool so far. Missed a couple of features that actually get on my nerves because, you know, Netflix, they spoil my ass, man. It's 2018, y'all. How do you not have a dedicated skip to next episode functionality? Like, that just pisses me off, man. I got to click out the episode, then click on another one, just get it started. But that's my little mini rant. But I've been good so far.
Let's start, man.
Yeah, let's start.
Oh,
man.
Hey, speaking of DC Universe, got a 7-day free trial. We should do that.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep it after that. It's gonna be it.
I'm low key like I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. And what makes it worse is it's like Titans is bi-weekly. It's not all at once. So like
that's gonna be the worst part about it.
I'm gonna come back like at the end of the month when it's finished. Then at that point,
so you're probably about to see the crew all have to like pitch in and get that 1 year subscription together and all share because we living on the cheap side over here.
Yeah, they better have like a family plan or something.
Yeah, right. Gotta have that family plan nowadays. I mean, what doesn't? Even like, Netflix and Hulu got a family plan. Come on now.
Yeah, I understand the show is like airing on TV and the subscription as well, but it's just on subscription for as far as I can gather.
It's reasonable if it's weekly, if it's airing on TV. Like perfect example, like My Hero and everything that airs in Japan on TV and stuff like that. So like, we gotta wait till it actually airs to get it on the streaming service. But this is just straight on the streaming service. It should be already there.
Exactly.
But whatever.
It is one of those things. But since we're already on it, we're gonna hop right into it right from here, and that's DC Universe. Premiering Titans finally went up, and yesterday was the first episode. And so you and Op actually were the first ones to watch it out of the group, and y'all had some surprising opinions on it after how much we've been kind of joking about this series for the past couple months with everything that's coming out. Yeah, you had. I mean, if you go back and watch the receipts,
I was defending. I had faith, man.
Yeah, so I was walking the middle line on this one. I was just like, yeah, it's corny, but I'm not sure. And I was always the middleman on this one. So was the hardcore defender. Up, you were going head over heels, tearing it apart.
Mainly Starfire.
You were the one who had the biggest opinion. So why don't you kick it off?
Hey man, Starfire rekindled on my affinity towards dark skinned women. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
Oh man,
he basically just admitted that you like sisters. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with that.
But no, on a real note, it actually started pretty good. From what I can gather from the series, well, the first episode, it's kind of more centered around Raven in the beginning. I don't know if that's how it started in the comics, but that's what I'm getting from the show. You feel the same way, Soul?
Yeah, like this. Don't like. I would say going into this, show. look at everything. If you're a comic fan, you know the Titans, everything. Don't look at it as like anything similar to comic. This is completely left field. This is like this is almost like Jared Leto's Joker type of thing. It's not bad, but it's like it's not traditional. Like,
right.
It's a much different take. Is what you're saying.
A very much different take. Like this is like very centered around Raven. Like none of the characters know each other, and it seems like, just from like this, like what we're getting that Starfire and Raven are connected somehow, and that never was really the like case in the comics, really.
Right. I mean, you can't do the same thing from the comics. Got to do your own thing at some point.
Yeah. But like from what I like got from the show, I like it is like there were scenes in like the first episode where it's like, wow, they're really not holding anything back. Like people were like, you seeing like very like graphic shit. So like,
right.
I was like, wow, they really zoomed in on it. I was like, okay, like I like it. And the only thing I would definitely say is Beastfire. I said Beastfire. Beast Boy is CG is fuck terrible, bro. It's like
it is garbage.
It's like sci-fi Sharknado terrible.
oh shit!
Like I expected it to be that bad, but damn, seeing it from
it was like bad. I was like, bro, what is this? If I was even acting, like if I was even in the show, I would like, nah, this ain't real. Like this is terrible. But I guess that this is what they have to. They probably was like very like low on budget at this point. So
either that or most of the budget went to Starfire.
Yeah, it had to go to Starfire. It had to, but like that Beast
looked pretty decent from when they showed her powers up a little bit.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. The CG and the effects for her powers looked good, but like Beast Boy, nah.
You got a short end of the stick on this one.
Nah. But like overall, it was a really good pilot. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8. It was good.
Yeah, I give it like an 8. But like y'all know that one scene that we've seen a couple times from the trailers, that fighting scene with Robin.
Yeah.
That disrespect in the beginning, bro. I fell for him at that point.
Oh yeah, they disrespectful and like from like the trailer where we seen like he like it looked like he was like killing people and everything. Just watch it, you will understand. I'm not gonna say anything other than that. Just watch.
So we understand why he's all fuck Batman.
Yeah, we're starting to we're getting hints like they're dropping them. Just dropped them. Like they dropped like a little small hint.
Yeah, there's world building in this episode. Let's talk about his past and whatnot. He's being real vague about it, but we'll learn as the show goes.
Yeah, and this takes place in Detroit.
Oh, okay, in Detroit, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why they changed the location, but we'll figure out why.
Yeah.
I guess. Like,
real quick, Titans Tower. That's a real thing in the comics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how are they handling the show then? I don't know.
I think that like the thing is like this is a completely different universe. I think even compared to like the Suicide Squad, all that. I think it's like a whole like that's why like when we talked about like last episode where we're talking about like the worlds of DC. I think they're just doing their Elseworlds. Like everything is going to be almost like completely separated, until they want it to be connected. If they want to do like Crisis on Infinite Earths type shit, like where they want to actually bring people together. If they like actually choose to, if so.
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean that's what we've seen a lot of what DC's done lately with all their live shows, especially if you look at what they've done with like the CW and all that. They've done their own different take on those stories and done their own direction. And while it pays homage and really has a lot of ties back to the comics, it is still very much its own universe and established. So what they're doing with Titans, that sounds pretty good.
And the funny thing about it is like like at the end of like every like CW TV show, and they had that like that that end like credit, not end credit, but like that guy like I can't explain what he says. It's like
previews the next episode.
No, it's not a preview. It's like a end screen thing. He was like, "Eric, get off the screen," or some type of shit. I forgot what he said. But like, it feels like a CW TV show, and I think like it really belonged on CW. Honestly, like it perfectly matches with a CW like TV show.
And you know what's funny is that you would think that they would do that, because while I understand DC's trying to get their own thing, Warner Brothers owns all that crap. Why not put it on their network where it shows that their superhero TV shows are shining very well? You know, it is one of those things that could have worked out for them a lot more, instead of having to put it behind this big subscription paywall that a lot of people aren't feeling.
Yeah, they feel like they're mismanaging at first with this show. I don't know why they chose to keep it on just on subscription service. Maybe try to bolster the subscriptions, but at the same time, you got a new show coming out, get as many people to watch as possible. But yeah, it's just weird. But real quick, so how do you feel about Starfire's wig? Because after seeing it, it really didn't bother me that much.
Oh,
he did that for a little bit. But yeah, not Starfire. Her wig really didn't bother me that much because before the show even started airing, we saw the leak footage of her.
Yeah.
Well, Costume was like, nah, I ain't feeling this shit at all.
So you're talking about Starfire?
Yeah, her wig.
Yeah, he's asking.
Yeah, like it's like I remember like early on, like people were like attacking her and everything like that, and like she actually came out like, yo, this ain't the real like outfit. Like you guys just have to wait. Right. And, like be patient. They don't want to like spoil everything, but like even like recently they said that like from CBR to comic books, they said like you will see Raven in Starfire's iconic suit. So you just gotta be patient.
Yeah, I hope it's not too iconic though, because her walking around like low-key base.
Like, but like they're gonna give it like probably like a more modern take that how like Robin's look. His look pretty like really good. So like,
yeah,
can't get mad.
That's true. But yeah, after seeing the show, it really didn't bother me as much as I did before.
Oh, that's good boding for what's going to come with the rest of the series in the future. And let's just hope that for the fans who are looking into this, that we see that continue on in the rest of the season for Titans.
Like the funny thing about it, I think like this is what they should have did, just to promote, like their streamer service. Like only hardcore people know about this. Like, only hardcore people. They should have gave CW just the pilot. Just like y'all can take a pilot or 1 or 2 episodes, get the pilot, and constantly promote this shit. Like this is gonna be on our streaming service. On the 3rd episode, you can get you guys can watch it there. This is gonna be like exclusive there. And keep constantly promoting. Y'all get like a 7-day trial, or it honestly be a month. But
yeah, they should went harder on the promotion for it.
So like nobody knows about this unless like you actually been like checking up on comic book news and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely the big thing, is that there wasn't that much appeal or kind of advertising for it. Yeah, you're right that there wasn't a lot going on explaining what the service is in more broader areas. Like honestly, if they did do, as you said, use the first episode on CW to kind of help promote it, that would have done them a lot better. But that's not what we're seeing now, unfortunately.
Remember like unfortunately, like Inhumans, it aired in like the theaters first, like the couple episodes aired in theater first just to promote it. Did bad, but like that was a way for them to help promote just that show. And like I have a feeling it's going to do way more successful, like in the UK and everywhere else, because it's on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even look at Black Lightning. Black Lightning was on Netflix. Now they got Titans in Netflix in the UK and elsewhere. That helps them out, but it's one of those things that why are they going to partner with a lot of these other companies to be able to put it elsewhere and put it behind their own streaming services here in the States, where a lot of people might not hear about it unless you're actively looking at that? That's only going to hurt the attention that your shows are going to get.
Yeah, that's definitely what's probably going to happen with Titans. I think they just want to pick up when like Young Justice stuff like that come out. But right now.
Yep. And since we're on CW and DC, it's fall season, and you know what that time means. It means it's the return of superheroes, especially on CW. And this week kicked off with Black Lightning and The Flash starting back up before everything else starts returning next week. And I gotta tell you, I liked this season premiere of The Flash. While a lot of people may have that, villain of the week fatigue with The Flash, I tell you what, the story that it still tells for its overall story arcs are still really good because it does have that, you know, down to earth family feel to it. And this one is definitely a big one because if no one saw the end of season 4, this is going to be your spoiler alert right now. Just heads up.
Wasn't it with Savitar, right?
Yes. Well, no, that was season 3 with Savitar. Season 4 was with Thinker.
Okay, yeah, spoil it. Go ahead and spoil it for me.
Yeah, all right. But at the end of season 4, after defeating the Thinker, there had been a character that had made multiple appearances throughout the series, kind of making some things, and people weren't sure what she was there for. Well, at the season finale, it is revealed that it is Nora West Allen, Iris's and Barry's daughter from the future. And where this season kicked off, it kind of kicked off with tying back to a lot of continuity that this series has set over the past few years, because she went into the past because she wanted to be around Barry and kind of learn the history of the Flash, because of the fact that if you remember in season 1, Thawne was trying to goad Barry into defeating him to making sure the timeline stays intact, where it shows that the Flash goes missing in a crisis in 2021. Well, it turns out that where Nora comes from, it's 30 years after that, and the Flash is still missing. So she never grew up knowing who Barry was. And they tied that all back together and even made some references from other characters to the overall continuity of things, because Ralph Dibny was talking. And for those who don't know Ralph Dibny, he's the elongated man. He finally started catching up, and I say catching up as in, hey, he's finally listening to what's going on with everyone else, right? And he understands the concept of the multiverse now, right? And he's talking about, you know, maybe there's a universe where they're all villains, which there was, or other things such as that. Or he's like, maybe there's a universe where you didn't have your powers, and they're just like, oh, or maybe there was a universe where you died in the particle accelerator explosion. And that one went past a lot of people, because in episode 3 of the first season, one of the characters was naming off, and that was Eobard Thawne, who was in disguise as Harrison Wells, was naming the list of the people who died in the particle acceleration explosion. And one of the names that he said at that time was Ralph Dibny. And that was all the way back in season 1. But after Flashpoint in season 3, Ralph Dibny's alive and now became the elongated man. So it was a very good aspect of showing how good they are about keeping the continuity and referencing a lot of events that have happened in a great way. And I love that. I really do. And then Black Lightning kicked off right, because shit's picking up months right after the end of the first season. We saw how the first season ended. And everything's already going straight balls to the wall with characters trying to start making moves because they're trying to look out for themselves. And we're seeing a lot more of what's happening with the daughters of everything. And I'm loving it, because I love seeing Thunder and Lightning showing up, because Lightning is still learning her powers, and we've already seen Thunder getting it as a girl. But what we're starting to see now is just Black Lightning has the most potential out of any of the series because of how culturally relevant it is nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super culturally relevant. It's like the first thing you see is like, you know, like
police brutality,
black kid getting choked out.
Yeah, they go right into it. In the beginning.
I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, yeah. And then like they tied it into like, you know, like the green light experiment, you know. So I liked it. I really liked it. Like, and like it like I'm not actually, I'll just say check it out because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but like it's really good. I like the first pilot for season 2. It's really good.
It really is. If you haven't seen it, the first season is all the way out on CW app as
Watch
well
it for
as
free.
Yeah.
Watch it for free.
Or if I believe that it's still on the CW. If not, I know that CW has a partnership with Netflix. So as soon as the season finale airs, their seasons go up on Netflix like the day after, like the week after. So you can watch the entire first season. It's the shortest one. You know, it's only 13, 14 episodes like that compared to the 26 of the other series. So definitely something you can easily stream in a day or so if you want to binge watch something. And it's phenomenal. It really is. And to have another superhero like Black Lightning come out the same year that, right after Black Panther was killing it across the cinema, it was just perfect to have something like that going on,
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Well, real quick, just touch upon a Flash, because I haven't seen the first episode of new season yet. Is everybody still a pathological liar in that show, or do they finally get rid of that?
And what show?
The Flash.
Everybody likes to lie and
everyone's lying.
And gotta keep the secret. Blah, blah, blah. I haven't watched it after the Salvatore season. I need to catch back into it.
So you're only a season behind. So season 4 was with the Thinker.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one, so I stopped halfway in. So
yeah. The Thinker, well, he's an interesting villain. I just don't feel like he fit well enough for the show. But I mean, I understand why they had to do it, because they need to break away from all this speedster villains. Yeah, because that's always what they seem to fall back on, is that the speedster villains are always the big ones, and it's just like, no, give us something else.
Yeah.
That's true. Especially because Barry's the biggest liar of all of them. Hey, all right, I'm the fastest man alive. Like the first 30 seconds of the show, then a new speedster shows up. Like, come on.
No, I'm not. I'm faster than you, Barry. Yeah.
Yep.
Speed, Barry. Oh shit. Okay, here we go again.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of DC, they're making moves, right? And they've made probably one of the most aggressive, smartest, and best decisions they've done in a while. And they stole talent from Marvel. Well, not necessarily stole, but they made the right decision. And they hired James Gunn to write and possibly direct the new Suicide Squad film. And this is a good thing for DC, because you're taking a talented director and writer who has put together a big team film and has the humor as well as action, and especially with his science fiction background, to be able to do a lot of those things, especially when you're looking at characters like Suicide Squad. There's so many different types of characters from so many different backgrounds that it's hard to lose track of them, as well as how to properly portray them. But he would actually be the perfect person to do that. And after Marvel completely said, no, we're not going to bring him back or anything, that was a major loss because of the kind of personality that James Gunn has. Now, again, we already know about the whole controversy with him, and we don't need to go too much into that. But the fact is, he did try to do a lot of things right, and even made up for that back then. But because of the heavy-hitting comeback on the controversy now, they wanted to step away. But DC is just like, hey, we don't care. We want you. And they made the smartest move by trying to pull him towards them.
Right, man. This is pretty much the equivalent of EA losing Casey Hudson, like fire him. The Ubisoft come and picks him up. This is pretty much the equivalent of that, though. But this is really a smart move by DC. Pick up James Gunn on this project, because I'm still a little iffy about him directing Suicide Squad, because I still want the series version of it. But at the same time, he's a good director. He's a good screenwriter. He knows what he's doing, so I'm pretty sure he can do well. He can do justice by the Suicide Squad brand.
Yeah, and then the success is it might follow him, but people are probably just bound to hate DC just in general. But right. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be like a good film, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure after these Aquaman movie and the Shazam movie, if they actually pull through, this hate for DC is probably going to evaporate.
I don't see it evaporate, because people love to compare Marvel and DC.
I'm gonna be hopeful.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that we'll see a much different turnaround, at least on the DC camp, on the support, because we're gonna see if Aquaman kills it with their success, and then Shazam does next year as well, shortly after with Suicide Squad, they can definitely set up a whole new precedent for how DC films are going to be looked at.
I honestly think just to touch on Aquaman, that might be right. It might be
that's going to be
right underneath Black Panther or like like as Black Panther is the best origin story and it sold the best. It had like 200 million. So I think Aquaman might be like around there or a little bit lower because that movie looks amazing. And like I don't even give two shits about Aquaman.
Right. From there, like
wait, 200 million? Nah, man. I think
200 million opening. Like
opening. I think it was like 280 million opening. But
it probably was. I'm just like throwing like a number out. I know it's like around 200 million for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely around there. But yeah, talk about for an opening for a solo character film.
That's the best origin like solo film of any like superhero movie, and I think that Aquaman is going to be around there. It's probably going to be like top 3.
Comparable, yeah, because a lot of people were really digging the film when they tease it. It's definitely got the possibilities to do it.
Yeah, like what Wonder Woman did for DC when that dropped. I think Aquaman's going to do the same thing for him. Maybe not a big impact, but
I think it's crazy number. That the movie already looked done. It just looked like they about to just go out there and like just tour it and just like show off like. You know how like Will Smith was showing off Bright for Netflix? They're gonna have they're gonna have Jason Momoa just go out there like touring, just having fun. Cause I know it looked like the film is done. CG and all that looks done.
Yeah, it's definitely looking good for DC right now. Titans starting off good. Aquaman.
I think they found their niche. They were trying to ride the Marvel continuity wave. Like we gotta have every movie connect to each other. That's the only way we can do it. And I think they just like, you know what? We're just gonna make individual stories, have them stand alone, and we can have multiple, multiple actors play their version or another person's version of that character, and see how that goes.
Exactly, and that hurt them in that run. They tried to do too many things, try to follow that ride, and they lost track of why it succeeded in the first place,
Yep.
Yeah. So now they're having to redo it, and now they're redoing it in a great way. They are taking their time. They are trying to do a little bit more with it. They are trying to focus on it, and now they're looking at talent and having someone like
James Gunn. They just got a heavy hitter, and like most likely they're gonna try to build a good relationship with him, and have him fish from many other films. So
exactly,
and on top of that, they probably going. James Gunn is going to, refer other people, and then on top of that,
Dave
Bautista, he's already ready. He's already in it. Cause that's a good friend. He's a good friend of James Gunn. So he's like, listen, y'all throw me a raw minute. What's up?
Exactly, man. He's already like, fuck Marvel, I'm gone.
Yeah, because as that ties into what we were about to talk about, is that Dave Bautista has already stated that he would want to sign on with James Gunn, because he was one of the first people that was tweeting about the news as soon as the announcement came out, away from DC's official Twitter page, making the announcement alongside their announcement for Flash Year 1 and all that.
Mm-hmm. So like, sign me up.
I think Dave is just like tired of Disney and just it's probably it's more Disney than anything. Just how the way they move.
And I can definitely agree with that, because while we love what Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios is doing, and the family that they've all built among all the actors and stuff like that across the MCU films, we do know that they do have to make certain moves within Disney politics. And while Kevin Feige definitely has a lot of pull, he still has to answer to Disney overall. While they give him the keys and the freedom to do pretty much whatever, he still has certain things that he has to fall within,
Right.
And we saw that he was trying to get James Gunn brought back on, but Disney said, no, we're not going to do it.
I think the best thing they did was, keep his script. But
yeah.
If they threw it out the window,
it'd have been done. I honestly wouldn't even watch it. I'll be real with you.
Same.
But that's a good thing. I mean, and most likely definitely mean, Davis, he's still in Suicide. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Most likely he's probably gonna be dead or whatever. They're gonna kill him off eventually.
He's probably gonna bite it in that one. It'll make sense though, because he's already getting ready to leave. He
seems like he's tired of being under contract with Disney.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, but and it's gonna suck because he does great as Drax, and we've seen a lot of good stuff. But I think it's just like I said, a lot of the politics from Disney that is making it hard.
Yeah, this might be the last, because they said they only do like, trilogies, really. So this might be the last Guardians, and they probably gonna do like spin-offs, like Groot and Raccoon or stuff like that. But I think Drax is like honestly done. He's like whatever, because I doubt they will ever give him like his own solo film, just because even though he brings like the most entertainment in the Guardians of the Galaxy to me, honestly.
Yeah, I love Drax's interactions and his personality as a character, like especially like what we got to see in Avengers and Infinity War. The whole the whole invisibility scene, and that was just beautiful. It wouldn't have worked with anyone but Batista's sense of humor portraying
the Gamora scene. Who's Gamora? What's Gamora? Was that? Wasn't that the Gamora scene?
Yeah, the where's Gamora? And it's like, who is Gamora? I'll do one better. Why is Gamora?
Oh,
yeah.
That's when some of the Avengers on Titan.
Yeah, when Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider-Man all were attacked by the Guardians.
Yeah, he adds a lot of like fun elements to just the Guardians of the Galaxy, because a lot of times it's bland and very boring.
It really can be, but it sucks to see that a character like that is going to be out of the picture, and that the actor's walking away. While we understand why Chris Evans and Robert Downey are walking away, they're still staying as producers and staying on the projects. They're just not going to be actively on screen unless they stated like that there's a really good script for them to come back on. It's one of those things that just kind of comes with the territory, and it sucks to see.
Yeah.
But going from there, speaking of Marvel, Netflix and Marvel are sharpening that axe, because they just made the first cut. And by that, I mean they pulled the plug on Iron Fist.
Oh, man. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the second season.
And that kind of shows where Marvel's willing to go to an extent, but at the same time, they're not afraid to pull. And we're kind of seeing that they're not afraid to pull projects. They've never been afraid. Disney's always willing to pull a project if they don't feel like it's going well. And it sucks because I enjoyed the first season. I knew where it was weak and where it was with the acting, but I haven't seen the second season yet. So don't hold this against me too much, just because, got to save that money for Netflix. Y'all talked about it and said how the villain was a little bit better, that the fighting was a little bit or a lot better compared to the first season, and that the story was actually more adequate. It still had its issues, but it was definitely a much better step in the right direction compared to the first season.
Season 2 was beyond better compared to season 1. But the one thing that I understand why they did it is canceled it was because Danny cannot drive. Well, whoever I forgot the name of the actual actor. But, Danny cannot drive his own show. He's usually more like he's like a sideline character, even in his own show. Like there's characters like Colin Wing, and there's a lot of other characters in there that Davos that outperform him like greatly, and you're like, wow, like he really doesn't stand out nowhere. He seems more of like an annoying character, he doesn't fit. And I understand why they did it. I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it because of the other characters.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking specifically about Finn Jones, how he doesn't seem that he can fit as the main center of a character.
Yeah. And I honestly think how we've been talking about, like they most likely gonna do another spinoff, you want Colin Wynn and Misty Knight.
I want Daughters of the Damn Dragon.
They're most likely gonna do that, and they most likely gonna give Luke Cage and Iron Fist, their spinoff.
Superheroes for Hire.
Yeah, Heroes for Hire. So I can see that working, because even though I love season 2 of Luke Cage, and I got introduced with Bushmaster and everything like that. I guess a lot of times, critically, it performed mediocrely. So I think combining those two together would make a good show, and just the way they interact with each other, I think that would make a good show for them. I think that Misty Knight and Colin Wing can make they steal the show, honestly, for Iron Fist season 2. And
yeah,
their interaction is really good. So,
and that's been one of my biggest anticipated wants for a show, because I agree that Iron Fist and it's nothing it's nothing against Finn Jones. It really does come down to the writers and how it is. But
sorry, bro, I gotta be right back.
Oh, you're good. Well, it feels like sometimes Danny can't really center himself, which is a sad thing, because Iron Fist is a very interesting and cool character, even from some of the lower level heroes. But we really did see him shine with his interactions with Luke Cage in the Defender series. While a lot of people didn't like the Defenders, it was the characters' interactions together that really helped to sell it. While Jessica Jones can stand on her own, while Daredevil's able to stand on her own, and Luke Cage definitely can, I feel bad for Iron Fist that he's not able to get some of the same kind of standing that those characters get. So if we were to see, instead of season 3 of Luke Cage, that they start to switch it over to Heroes for Hire and bring Danny back and, have them really kind of push that friendship and go into this business, because they already set the seeds for Heroes for Hire and the Defenders. That would be perfect for those two characters. And Colleen and Misty Knight have always been more interesting side characters on their own, and we got to see them really build that relationship in Defenders as well. And now hearing that in season 2 of Iron Fist, that their interactions become more commonplace and start setting a lot of foundation right there, that only further pushes the drive that they really should do Daughters of the Dragon, because those two characters together are some of the most badass female characters and can really put a series all their own. So that's one of those things that I really hope that they do pursue, because having those kinds of shows, it still keeps the characters around. They're not completely, written out and not talked about ever again. And it kind of gives more focus, because it allows them to do more different types of stories or mix villains between those characters, because of the fact that they're pulling from 2 different sources, and it makes it more fun and enticing. Like when the first time you saw Danny Rand or Iron Fist go up against Luke Cage is, Mr. Bulletproof. He was able to walk around and not ever have to worry about getting hurt by anyone, except, a lot of the snakes who attacked him, like Cottonmouth and Stryker and Bushmaster and stuff like that. But when he came up against Danny, man, he thought that he could just take like it was nothing when he was sitting there stopping all the martial arts, and then suddenly he gets hit by the Iron Fist. He's like, yo, what is this? Having some of the other characters like we've seen that go against Iron Fist who can do the same thing with their chi, it would be a much interesting take on how that kind of plays back and forth between their friendship and everything else, So it's definitely an interesting take. All right, cool. So it would definitely be an interesting take on how it all can play out, having Danny Rand kind of link up, and instead of doing a season 3 of Luke Cage, well, they could do that, focus and switch it over more to focus on Heroes for Hire and let those two play out and mix their stories and villains, because then that adds a whole lot of back and forth, as well as letting some of the other side characters shine out, because Colleen Wing and Misty Knight really do steal the show on their own. So letting them get Daughters of the Dragon really would help out with that appeal as well.
I think that they're going to probably try Heroes for Hire after season 3, just about how the story is going after season 2. So after season 3, I think they're going to like, yeah, maybe we should try spinoff.
So you think that besides setting up for more Defender series later, you think that after season 3 of Luke Cage, they're going to do Heroes for Hire and keep those two paired up together?
Yeah, I think that's how it's really going to work, because people really didn't care really about Defenders, and I think like Defenders usually fight like kind of big characters that like Avengers and everybody are too busy fighting. Mm-hmm. Too busy like fighting other big characters, but I don't see them like actually doing that for Defenders. So, and Defenders really didn't get pretty, like, it was pretty boring. It was pretty stale. And
I liked a lot of the fight scenes in Defenders. I thought it was really good.
It was pretty good, but like I don't know, it just felt, I don't know, it didn't feel good to me at all. I think, I expected like almost like Avengers type scale, not like to the extent like everything like the action scenes are like super crazy, but.
Well, I mean, it kind of got to that point by the end of the series if you pay attention to what was going on with the hand and everything else.
But like, I don't know. I think they can't. I think they can't
do more with
continue.
it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't see them doing more with it. But I can see them doing more with like spin-off series and having those individual characters do their own thing.
The only issue with that is they got to be careful not to do too many spin-offs because that's going to throw people off about everything that's going on, you know?
Yeah. But like, honestly, like, you know, like Daughters of the Dragon, Heroes of Fire, I think those are the, you know, the two ones they're mainly going to focus on because, you know, Daredevil and Punisher most likely can hold their own regardless. And if anything, if they wanted, they already showed Daredevil versus like Punisher, so they really don't need to show it again. But if they want to, it would be a good fight. But they don't need to have a spinoff. They appear in each other's like, you know, own like series.
Yeah.
So like I don't see it. Like I only see them doing like 2 other spinoffs, and then besides that, they see that those Daredevil and Punisher can hold their own.
Yeah, I think they definitely could. So it's definitely going to be one of those things that is going to be interesting because Daredevil, Punisher definitely can hold their own, and Jessica Jones can. It also just kind of depends on what the story was. Like the first season was great. The second season faltered a little bit because it revolved around.
Oh my gosh!
Because it revolved a little bit too much around her mother, and it kind of dragged it out certain parts. Like I definitely was okay with the side story of her friend because
even like you know like they showed her mother and then a side story with her friend and everything. Her friend is very annoying. It just a lot of everything that was happening in that show was very annoying. Like I remember I said and like
see I was fine with her, you know, with her friend's story because while she was annoying, it was showing how she transitions into Hellcat. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with.
Yeah, but I totally understand that. But like
it was mainly her mother that kind of dragged it out.
That was also, and like I don't know, Jessica it seemed like there's no character development for her. It's like she's still doing the same shit, and it's pretty annoying to me.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out in the next season. Like I said, she definitely can, but it also depends on the storyline that they're going with, and that's what's really going to drive her, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But to kind of segue from there, we're going to go ahead and talk about something else here within Marvel, and that's Ryan Coogler, the man, the myth, the legend who created the biggest black superheroes movie of all time with Black Panther, has been hired to direct and write the sequel to Black Panther. This was a no-brainer. It was going to happen. But the fact that now we're getting the official confirmation that the man is coming back, I'm absolutely excited for this because we saw just how big Black Panther was. We saw just how many records it broke, the effect that it had across the world with its film and with its appeal. This is going to be something absolutely unique. So what do you want to see out of the sequel?
Honestly, I would like to see, like, it's hard to say. I don't know. I probably would like to see his, cause they're probably never going to do this, but like he had like there's like a guy who dresses up like, you know, a panther in America, and he used to be a cop and everything. I want to kind of see something like that in, you know, the new Black Panther.
So you think they're gonna do? You feel like they're gonna do a new Black Panther?
No, I'm not a new Black Panther, but I want to see them like introduce each other, introduce them to them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because it also depends on what time frame or timeline that they go into this, because we don't know if this is going to be before Infinity War or after Infinity War. What's going to happen?
I don't know. I think they can't do it after. I think they can't do it, you know, before Infinity War because because the timeline is already janky as it is, you know, for just Marvel films in general. So I think they would have to do it after, because that's like, you know, that's a 5 year, like I think it has been confirmed. Like it takes place 5 years after. Like if Avengers 4 takes five years after, you know, the first Infinity War.
Yeah. So their timeline is kind of all over the place with the film. So there's definitely places they could do. It is like after Infinity War to Avengers 4, after the 5 year gap that, you know, T'Challa has been gone. You know, it's going to be very hard. So it's going to either have to be after Avengers 4 and whatever happens out of that, or, you know, anything before that, such as after the original Black Panther, but before Infinity War, and it shows him, you know, doing more stuff. So,
you know, what I really would like to happen is like, I know it's for damn sure not gonna happen. Is like
Queen Shuri? Queen Shuri?
No,
oh man, I want Queen Shuri.
They either introduce like the Fantastic Four, the like the traditional way of like well, not the traditional way, the opposite way, because the way we got introduced to Black Panther in the comics was
they went to Wakanda and ended up getting attacked by him, and he was testing to see if he could use them to help him out. Yep,
and he fought each individual, like, you know, a member of the Fantastic Four. He testified like, all right, y'all are very good, and I see what y'all can do. And they actually try to, you know, get him to join them as well. And he's like, nah, I'm good. But what did they do it the opposite way? And that's how they introduced the Fantastic Four. So that'd be good. I like it. Or they could just do the story where, you know, Namor, because, you know, like Atlantis and Wakanda had a relationship back in the day. And they could go to the past, you know, show like the first Black Panther and his past and how they became enemies to Atlantis and all this stuff, and they introduced Namor. I like that. I don't know.
I would like that because the people really don't know who the Submariner is. Like, people don't realize that the Submariner came before Aquaman, and he was the foundation for the Avengers way back in the day. You know, the Submariner is one of the top 3 characters of all time, especially for Marvel, right next to, you know, Human Torch and Cap. Like, he came out during the Golden Age. Like, we're talking 30s and 40s.
Yeah, it's super, super old.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that just kind of sucks that he's really not going to... Well, I would definitely love to see them do that. I don't feel like they would. Like, they could,
but yeah, they're not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could, but they're not.
I don't know, because it's a possibility, because I know Ryan Coogler did say that he does like the Submariner, and that originally he wanted to use in the first film, he wanted to use Kraven the Hunter, but, you know, that didn't work.
Remember what you just said? Kraven, he might be a part of the second film then. Kraven the Hunter. So
yeah, they could pull out Kraven the Hunter, so that could be a big possibility for what he does in the sequel. Like, there's quite a few options of stories that they could do for these films, you know. And I'm gonna say this: I trust Ryan Coogler's vision, because the way that he portrayed, you know, Eric Killmonger, the way he rewrote that story and everything else to give it a brand new modern take, but still give homage enough to their origins. I'm gonna be able to trust what he does in this next film.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so much they can do. They can introduce, you know, because, you know, in the comics, Black Panther has an older brother, and T'Challa has an older brother, and like he had done some like really shady things just to like keep Wakanda the way it is. Like, he uses guns, he kills people, and everything like that.
Yeah,
they could do a lot, and I can't wait till like they just show just a snippet of what we can get, or just like a costume, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go with the theories from there.
Yeah, once we figure out when he starts working on it, because this is still pre-production stuff, because they just said, hey, I'm gonna that he's gonna officially start doing it and stuff like that. We still have yet to see any of the actual what's coming out of it or anything like that, you know. So it's gonna still take some time, but I really do hope that we get to see something soon.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think I would say Daredevil needs to actually be put on like the silver screen now. I think it's time to like actually put him on the silver screen. So he can do a lot of things with like some of the characters that we got like Marvel, like Spider-Man and Black Panther.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Daredevil deserves a second chance on the big screen.
I thought my computer almost cut off. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till they show us especially what Cougar is cooking up.
Yeah, it's gonna be something interesting. But from there, still speaking on Netflix, the Netflix Witcher series, for all you gaming fans out there, lovers of the Witcher series, whether you play the games or the books, they have officially casted the first two characters to play Yennefer and Ciri. And I believe it's Anya Chalotra is going to be playing Ciri, and Freya Allen's going to be playing Ciri, and Anya Chalotra is going to be cast as Yennefer. And these actresses look great. Don't get me wrong. But right now, I don't see them in these characters. However, they haven't been shown in any sort of makeup or anything like that. So we still don't know how they're actually going to look. But they do have a lot of facial features that can go well for the characters. But it is still going to be one of those things. And I'm still hesitant on the series. While I love the Witcher franchise, and I've watched my roommate play through both games because I never finished the second one, which I really should. When they first announced the Witcher series, I didn't want them to focus on Geralt because originally it was supposed to be a story about another group of people caught up in that universe and that he appears, but I didn't want it to be centered around Geralt because what makes the Witcher series shine as well is the stories of all the other people that Geralt runs into, you know?
Yeah, like I never really, like got into the Witcher series. I tried with 3, but I felt like I just didn't understand anything because I never played like the first 2. So, but like I like just by like the cast of what they show, Ciri and like the other lady, they look spot on. But I'm just confused because I thought like she was like kind of older. So unless like they're going like back to the past where they're younger, and I guess he's going to train them. I guess.
No, Yennefer is probably roughly the same age as. I think she's much older than. I believe she was much older than Geralt because I think she's a sorceress. They live a lot longer, and Witchers, while they live a lot longer, she's much older than him. But Ciri's also younger because Ciri was kind of like their quote unquote daughter because of the fact that she was young and being trained to be a Witcher by Geralt when he was still at the Witcher school.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I think I remember seeing her in the intro of like Witcher 3 while you're training and everything. So that was her, right?
Yeah, that was her.
Okay.
The very
I don't
young...
know, like the girl that they got playing Yennefer, she looks like almost like teenage age. It's kind of weird because Henry Cavill was like playing like Geralt.
Yeah. So it's going to be something interesting with these casting choices. So I don't hate them. Like I said, I definitely need to see them more. I need to see more of them in the actual costumes and see how they are once all the makeup and design is done. And yes, Cyrus, I said I watched a man play 2 whole games. You shut the hell up. I will fight you, bruh. I will fight you. All right.
Yeah, like when it comes out, I'm definitely gonna give it I'm definitely gonna watch it. And if Netflix pick it up, I already know it's gonna be pretty decent. Hopefully.
I mean, if they got Henry Cavill as Geralt, and Netflix is doing it, they got to put money into this. It's not going to be a small time production.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's going to be one of those things that's definitely going to be hey, keep your eye on this because it's probably going to surprise you. But hopping off from there and heading into some of the last bit of news that we got a few more things here. Speaking of characters that are cast and seeing images of them, the first images of Ruby Rose as Batwoman recently was shown off, and holy shit, does she look amazing. I have to say, and I've been the most adamant about this, is that I love Ruby Rose. I really do. She is a wonderful woman, a badass woman in a lot of her action scenes, and a very good actor. And if anyone could have portrayed Kate Kane on the silver screen, Ruby Rose was probably the best choice that they could have gone with, because a lot of people hated her and John Wick, and I had to ask them why. They said she didn't talk much. I was like, no, she didn't need to talk. She fought. She fought. But the thing is, her character was a mute, and the way that she portrayed that personality off more with the way that she moved, the way that she talked without needing to talk, and her actions proved how talented she can be. Because there's a difference with acting. You don't always need to be able to speak to be a great actor. It's how you move and everything else. And she shows that she can back up the action with the way that she portrays a quiet character.
Yeah, I agree. I like Ruby Rose. She is gorgeous, and she know how to throw hands. So I was like, yeah, this is an instant,
an instant win for you.
Yeah, instant win. And I was like, all right, they're gonna put her as Batwoman. I say no more. So I was like, all right, cool.
And people forget this. Ruby Rose is an open lesbian actress, and she's portraying one of the biggest openly lesbian comic book superheroes around. And that's Batwoman. People forget that Kate Kane is a openly lesbian superhero. And to have an openly lesbian actress playing that character gives it that much more realism.
And then the suit looks amazing too. So you can't.
Oh my God.
I don't know what you can hate about it. I honestly don't know.
The suit was phenomenal. Her and that redheaded wig, dude. Oh my God, she looked just perfect as it. Like honestly, like pulled straight out of the comic kind of look.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what's the problem? Why are people hating?
I think people just want to hate. Like, it's bad enough that she was given so much crap from so many people that she hopped off Twitter and disabled her account. And I'm glad she didn't walk away from the project. I really am, because that just makes me more excited for what DC's CW shows are doing, because she's supposed to appear in the big crossover event and possibly going to get her own show. I would love her to stick around.
You're oh man, this is it's weird how people are just hating on it. I still can't understand it. And I need to definitely catch up on Arrow now. I have to now. I have no choice.
Yeah, season 6 was a phenomenal season, a massive turnaround, really great villain, great antithesis, and what they're doing now. I'm excited for the new season with season 7 next week because of just the way season 6 ended.
Yeah, I definitely need to catch up now.
Yeah, so a lot of people, for those who are still watching it, you have to keep checking it out. It really is getting good for what it's going to set up with their big crossover event, because each year their crossover events have gotten better and better. Like from the very first one with just the Arrow versus Flash, and then after that when they first introduced the Legends of everything, and then last year's one, what was it? I think the second one was like the Dominators when they introduced Supergirl and brought some of the Legends. And then last year's with Crisis on Earth X, where they went to the Nazi universe.
Yeah,
that was awesome, and we got to see, the Ray, who was probably one of my favorite smaller superheroes, and we got to see the first on-screen show of the Red Tornado. That was awesome. They do these crossover events so well, and even if some things are just single for the events or anything, we get so many references and so many looks at other characters across the whole DC Bible. It's great for passionate fans like us who can recognize it and be like, oh, I know who that is, or hey, I know where that's from. Like when they said we're sending a very big weapon, they're like, we're sending in Red Tornado. It's like, wait, what?
What?
Yeah. And as soon as you see Red Tornado, I'm just like, oh shit.
And he looks exactly like him. And I was like, wow. I was like, this is good. The effects was good, the way he was flying, everything. I was like, oh yeah, I like it.
It looked like he was actually in his tornado flying across the thing, but he's a robot. It's something that people don't notice. So now that they're bringing in the first potential character out of the Bat family after teasing the Bat family for so long, making references to Bruce Wayne and Gotham City. And originally there was the talks of trying to get Nightwing to come on. But now that we're getting Batwoman of all characters, like, let's do this.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think eventually, like years later, we're about to have the whole like DC family on CW. It just seems like that's the way they're going. Like, and like they're on a roll with just their TV shows, and like I think they're like nobody can compete with them at this time being.
And you know what part of that goes to is that I give a lot of respect to Greg Guggenheim and his team from his production company, because he's the most passionate about this. This is going through all his production studios, the team of writers that he has, like what they have all accomplished together for this is phenomenal. And I give them the utmost respect in that they're still continuing with this. And I do want to give Warner Brothers props for keeping funding CW with this, because there's no better way that this could have worked, because we've seen how a lot of the other projects go with live action is that it's always a toss-up.
Yep.
Or it only does well when it's in their animated universe. But the CW TV series, the Arrowverse that they built, is phenomenal, and it all works together.
Yeah, I agree. Like, perfect example, like Marvel TV shows and their animated shows don't really do good. It's like it's almost like the opposite.
And it's sometimes it's a hit or miss. Like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. worked, and yeah, we see when they try to tie it into the films, but it's better as a standalone,
Yeah, it's really better as a standalone. Like I stopped after like they kept on trying to tie it in and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, like them doing their own story with the Inhumans, that's perfectly fine. But when they're just like, hey, let's try and bring all this into the MCU, and then we have the Inhumans TV show, that a lot of that was just really bad writing, and that hurts. But we're not going to go into that conversation because I don't want to get depressed. But it really is one of those things, where the Marvel Netflix TV series, those do great in their own universe, but yes, they do tie into the films and they make reference to the overall MCU events. They work because they stick to their own little continuity while they make references to what's going on outside. Like they mentioned the event, with the battle of New York, with what happened with the invasion of the Chitauri and everything from the first Avengers film and other things. I think there was one episode in, I think it was season 2 of Jessica Jones. I can't remember if they mentioned something about the Soviet Accords or anything like that. Or no, they were talking about the raft, right? And the raft came after the Sokovia Accords because the raft was set to take care of superpowered individuals. So we know it does make its place within the MCU, but they still focus on their continuity, and that's why they work so well,
Yeah, I agree.
So it's just one of those things that, unfortunately, it's always a toss-up whether it's going to work or not work. But with the way that CW is doing their stuff, it is working well because they're focusing on that. Now, from there, we're going to go ahead and switch on over from our comics and TV shows. We're going to hop on over to anime real quick. But before we do that, there is something I want to bring up. Jump Force, right? We're gamers here, me and you, Soul, and we love a lot, and we're absolutely looking forward to Jump Force. And I got my code for the beta, right? And I was playing it, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I love it as an arena fighter. It works so well. But my biggest thing that I wanted to talk about with Jump Force is all the character announcements that they've made, right? There's so many that they've made so far. I think they're at what? Almost 20 characters so far, and they said that they haven't even finished that. More than likely by the time the game releases, we're going to have almost, I want to say, like 40 to 50 characters announced.
Yeah, they're not playing games with this one. For damn sure.
Yeah, and me and you talked about this almost a year ago when we first heard the rumors of what Jump Force was supposed to be, that it was a big project that they were doing for their 50th year, but we didn't know what it was. And we all right after
you
announced what his project. and seeing just the characters and series that they've showed off so far, it's just something amazing. So we're gonna kind of go down the list and just talk about some of these. So the first character that we have, or some of the first characters that we got, was Frieza, Goku, and Vegeta from Dragon Ball being announced, which seems like a given. You know, you got to have the bigs from the top shonens around. So having Goku and Vegeta and them was not too surprising. But right after that, they also showed off Monkey D. Luffy, Sabo, Sanji, and Zoro, all from One Piece. You know, that was just something so cool to have. But again, you know, kind of a given, having one of the biggest shonens around besides Naruto, Sasuke, and I think those are the only two confirmed from Naruto right now.
Yeah,
so
I think so, yeah.
But right after that, we got the announcement of Bleach characters, and the ones that we got was Ichigo, Rukia, and Aizen. Like Aizen was the one that surprised me when they made the announcement from Bleach, because they're showing right here they're not just taking the good characters, they're also taking a lot of bad characters as well.
Yeah, I think because this is going to be, I think it's going to have. I think they did say it's going to have a story, so I think it's going to play well with the story. I'm looking forward to it.
Because not only that, we also have Marshall D. Teach, or Blackbeard from One Piece, as a character who's also in the beta, who I've been messing around with and kind of digging him. But just recently, we've gotten more announcements. And one of the biggest announcements after they confirmed the Bleach characters was after that, they announced Hunter x Hunter characters. And me and you both got excited for this because they announced Gon, Hisoka, and Killua from Hunter x Hunter as being on the list.
Yeah, that Killua, the GOAT. I'm surprised they didn't put Kurapika in there. But I understand why they didn't put him in there. But like, yeah, Hisoka, Gon, and Killua, I was like, oh, they trying to snap. So.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, and I've been loving it because in the beta they have Gon and Hisoka as playable characters, and I love Hisoka just because of how much of a pervert that dude is.
Yeah, he's a complete pervert. Even when he gets hit, he moans and all this weird shit. Like
he's a freak for sure. And if you don't believe us, look up him from the tournament arc. That whole fight.
Yeah, something wrong with him. Something completely wrong. He's like he's probably worse than that dude off Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, who's his name? The purple hair who's in love with Kaneki.
I forgot his name, but I vividly remember he's a super pervert. So
yeah, his obsession with Kaneki is something else.
Yeah, they're doing anime justice, and they're showing that they know what fans want.
Yes, and you know what? Having gone through it and playing it right now, dude, the characters. You know what's funny is my roommate was watching me play it last night, and he was laughing that they're using the big style anime eyes on these characters, and he says it's weird on 3D models, and I laugh about it, but I'm just like, I'm okay with it because of how accurate they are to these manga adaptations of 3D models, like from the shading, the coloring, and even during fights, if you get messed up too much, the character's armor slowly breaks off. Yeah. So you actually see it's very manga-esque, and I love that.
There's not much I really don't care about many arena fighters, especially after Storm. But this one, it really caught my eye. The effects, the graphics, everything looks great. Even the battle damage, it just everything about it just looks good. And I think that this is really going to have people this casual oh okay, I might grab this. I might check it
out. For anyone who's a fighting fan or anything, or especially as an anime appreciator, this is probably one of the biggest collaborations we've seen with Shonen Jump in years. And what they're doing is they are going through the catalog. We barely scratched the surface of everything that's still yet to be announced, because we still have 3 months before they finish announcing up into February. And Kevin, I don't know what you're going to say, but go ahead and say it. And Fake Mate, yes, there's perverts in every anime, but Hisoka is on a whole nother level.
He's something else. You like,
yeah,
you can't like really like he wants you to get like stronger, and so he can like he can do some weird shit to you.
He gets off by hurting you and getting hurt. Like, dude is something else. Like I said, if you haven't seen his fight with, was it against Killua during the Hunter tournament? I believe it was, or was it against? No, it was against Gon.
Yeah, you're talking about Gon.
Yeah. At one point, he said that he was so excited they did a full animation of him basically getting off in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, it had like fireworks going off. I was like, Jesus Christ, so chill out, bro. Like, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Is it better than Fighters?
It's his own. It's his own game.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't compare because Fighters is actually a anime fighter, so it's like it's comparable to like Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, stuff like that. But like this is just a 3D arena that's like shits on like One Piece Raising Blast that recently came out. That Baruto, not that Baruto game. That My Hero game.
That One Justice.
Yeah, that One Justice game. It's
an arena fighter. It's not a 2D fighter like you would see in Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, or Fighters is, which works for them compared to some 3D fighters like we see in the old Budokai Tenkaichi games and stuff like that. You know, not all of those work. Yeah,
it's in its own lane because this is going to be probably the best arena fighter probably since like Ninja Storm 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I would definitely give it to that. Hey, what's going on, Nick? It's good to see you in here. But Fake Mate, the anime we're talking about is called Hunter x Hunter. Look up Hisoka Miura versus Gon and the tournament.
Just watch the show. Watch it.
Watch the show. But if you're looking for that specific scene on what we're talking about and why he's a messed up dude, that scene alone will show you. But dude, like, there's still so many more that they haven't even announced or that they're still announcing. And the biggest ones, like about a couple weeks ago, they announced Yusuke Urameshi and Toguro, or little brother from the Dark Tournament arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, which got me so excited because Yu Yu Hakusho is probably still, top anime of all time, right up there with
culturally irrelevant. So like,
yeah, it still holds up to this day. But seeing Yusuke and getting to play with him, dude, using the spirit gun and the spirit wave, as well as the organ murderer, like, some of the abilities just feel so great to be able to do. But the one that they don't have in there that surprised me when they made the announcement was Yugi, from Yu-Gi-Oh! And that was one I was just like, what the hell is he going to do? Is he going to like set up some holograms and just say, hang on, guys, let me play with my cards here? But when they showed him off, he summons the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, which are the two characters that I would tie to Yugi the most. And they do a lot of the fighting for him. So he's more of a summoner, but it kind of works. And I was digging it. And his ultimate or awakened abilities, he summons Slifer the Sky Dragon, which I thought was pretty dope. I was like, yeah, he's pulling out them Egyptian god cards, bruh.
They should have had I forgot the card. Not Kaiba.
Exodia.
Yeah, Exodia. They should allow you to get like, all 5 cards, right?
Yeah.
All 5. Yeah, they should like throughout the whole game, like the whole match, you could collect like all 5 cards.
Yeah.
And
Nick makes a good point that Yugi's pretty much Pokemon trainer in Smash.
Facts.
Facts. That's facts, but Yugi actually walks around. So as you're attacking, you're just summoning Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl to do all the things, but you're actually moving him around, and he's doing it. But yeah, it's pretty much that.
He's out. Perfect example. He's like one of the he's like a puppet a fighter in Naruto's lore.
What's his name? Gaara's brother.
Yeah, he's like one of those people. He doesn't let his hands get dirty. He lets his henchmen do the dirty work.
Yeah, it's something else. But this was the announcement literally 2 days ago that got me the most hype, because we all know my anime knowledge is more than anyone else, and I watch them old shows. But they announced and confirmed that Saint Seiya is going to be a part of this. And they announced both Dragon Shiryu and Pegasus Seiya. And Pegasus is in the beta. And I love playing Pegasus because I love using the Meteor Fist and the Comet Fist to fly halfway across the map and attack dudes because I just, no one knows Zodiac Warriors, right? Saint Seiya has probably been one of my favorite series of all time. And just getting to play as Pegasus just, it makes me so excited. I love it so much.
Yeah, I heard he's like super OP.
dude, he's got some speed on him. Some of his hits don't hit hard, but his speed makes up for it. And if you combo those with his abilities, it's just great. But I loved the Awakening. So they have this ability called Awakenings, right? And basically you go into a character's, evolution form. So like if you use it with Naruto, he goes into Sage mode or Nine-Tail Sage mode. If you use it with Goku, he can go Super Saiyan 1. And Gon kind of goes into that form where he doesn't go full when he goes gets super older with the long floating hair, but he charges up with his Nen before he goes that full OP stuff. But using it with Pegasus, seeing the transformation into the Zodiac golden, the golden Zodiac gear, I love it. And seeing him actually bust out the Sagittarius arrow move, it makes me so happy.
Yeah, I would say I've never really watched Saint Seiya and all that, but I was like, he looks like he snaps on the game. I was like, yeah, people really loving him.
Oh yeah, I loved Pegasus, and getting to play as that makes me so fucking happy. But they also announced some new characters that are being made in addition to the announcements that we already have. That Shonen Jump has partnered with a couple artists to make new characters specifically for this game. And there are 4 characters that they confirmed, 2 good and 2 evil. And one of the evil characters that are being introduced is called Galena, and the other one is known as Kane. So they're the 2 characters that have been announced as evil characters that are either going to be playable or going to be introduced into the story, as well as the 2 new good characters that we have is called Glover and Navigator. And Navigator is basically like a robotic floating monkey doll. And I like him.
And what show is it from?
No, it's not from a show. They are special characters made specifically for this game.
Okay. And they're actually in the game, or they're like the lobby?
Yeah, they are going to be in the game.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's what's up.
But you can talk to a lot of the characters in the lobby, and some of their personalities are just hilarious to see. Like when you talk to Luffy, he says, yeah, you could talk whatever you want about. He's like, but you're not getting any of my meat. And that just makes me laugh because it's like, boy is always eating all the time. Yeah. They portray the personalities fairly well.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, speaking of Death Note, that's also going to be in there because they confirmed that Light and Ryuk are going to be in there and be a part of the story.
Yeah, but they're not actually playable characters, so they're more focused on the story. So we'll see what they what they're actually involved in.
Mm-hmm.
Light probably gonna write down somebody's name and body somebody. He probably gonna write down Goku's name, and then it fails because he doesn't have like a last name or whatever. Crazy shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things, but. Who knows, man? I love it.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by it.
Oh yeah, that's why I already pre-ordered that collector's edition. I don't even care. I want that statue with all of them together.
Oh man, big baller.
You're damn right. It's just, dude, it's just so good. It really is. It plays well, and once they start fixing a lot of the stress testing right now, what they're doing with the betas, and start putting in more characters, I'm excited for what this game is going to be. It's going to be a benchmark for anime fans and gaming fans all across, dude, because you're talking about 50 years worth of characters across Shonen Jump's history. I'm still waiting on JoJo's, by the way. Just saying, Shonen Jump.
You already know they're going to put JoJo's in there.
They better.
That's a given. They're just waiting. They're going.
I know they're waiting. I just want them to say it already.
Yeah, they're letting the hype build up, and then they're gonna have every JoJo fan freak the fuck out.
Probably. I think that the ones that they're gonna put in for certain, of course, they're gonna have Dio because they have to have an evil character. I think that they're gonna put in Joseph and Jotaro maybe Josuke, but I doubt they're gonna put in. I doubt they're gonna put in the very first Joestar. I doubt they will.
Hey, like I don't know none of these characters. I kind of know Dio, but like
everyone knows Dio.
Yeah,
Jotaro's the very popular one.
Yeah,
from Stardust Crusaders, the one who's got the big leather jacket and the really cool hat. I want that hat, by the way. Just saying. Yeah, but he's one of the most popular JoJo characters. And then Joseph is the one who everyone knows from New York from the second part.
Oh, it's like a different character every like season or something.
Yeah, each part of the story follows a different member of the Joestar family, so it's a different character every time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Like part 5, Golden One just started right now, and it's following the Italian side of the family, and I think this one is centered around Koichi, I believe, or as I call him, the Italian Stallion. But you know, it's whatever's. I love those characters, dude. Like seriously, if you haven't watched JoJo's, go watch it. But like, I don't know, Jump Force just gets me so excited. It really does. I'm so hyped for it. But from there, what we're gonna talk about here for our last topic is Studio Trigger. Now, for those who don't know about Studio Trigger is the studio behind Darling in the Franxx, Kill la Kill, behind Gurren Lagann, all those really big series, right? Especially from all their time at Gainax. Well, they just announced their new project that is coming out, and it's called Promore. I believe that's how it's pronounced, is Promore or Promare. But they are working on a new project right after they just finished, right after having just finished Darling of the Franxx earlier this year. And the amount of work these guys do and constantly doing with each of their projects, from all across, from Kill la Kill to even Little Witch Academia and Darling in the Franxx and everything else. This one looks really cool because it's about firefighters. Really cool looking firefighters that have giant mechs, because it's gotta. It's also kind of like its own crossover show among their stuff. It's kind of hard to describe because it's very Trigger, right? It's just something that they do. Nick, on the hatred there on Death Note, I'm gonna have to say no on that.
Sorry.
Oh man, too much. Death Note is still, best well thought out thinking anime. It's long, yes, but it is still very intelligent. Just like I will fight you right now, bruh. See, it's well thought out, just like Code Geass. You a bum. That's what you get for missing anime for 8 years and coming back into it.
8 years? Jesus Christ. What you doing with your life?
Having kids is what he's doing.
Oh.
See, so me and you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to live life. Watch anime, play video games.
Draw in his free time.
Yeah. That too.
But yeah, man. But I have to say that this new project from Studio Trigger is probably one of the most active animation studios.
They make fire animation.
Yeah, they do. Did you see the video that I sent you for the new series from Mara?
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's like a compilation of like all the stuff that they worked on. So I didn't. Was there something at the end that I was supposed to like watch? Like,
no, it was just a short teaser for it, but it's a compilation of all their stuff, and yet at the same time, they're all like firefighters and giant mechs, and it's just nonsensical craziness, but it's great animation, and I'm perfectly fine with what Studio Trigger does.
Yeah, like anything they do, I'm watching. That's what it is. I know they're gonna make some some god tier fight scenes or just animations, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm definitely in it. So.
Who cares if they got anime titties all around the place? It still works.
Listen, you gotta have fan service somewhere, because Kill la Kill was nothing but fan service.
Well, you know what's funny though is that the director likes fan service, but it always ends up playing a part in the story. So it's not just fan service just for fan service.
Yeah, like he like, we're gonna have fan service with a purpose. So.
Yeah, basically, I mean, if you look at Kill la Kill, they explain why the suit works the way it does.
Yeah.
And even in Darling in the Franxx, which y'all still ain't watched, there's a reason why it's nicknamed Doggy Style the anime. But when you actually get down, I mean, all the mechas have to be piloted by a man and a woman, and just the positioning, everyone nicknamed it that. But when you find out the story later on, it makes sense on why it is. Because yeah, they know what they're doing. They love to mess with everyone's thought process on it, but it always plays out. Oh no! Oh, Nick jumped in here.
So what's good?
You know, I had to hop in here real quick because everybody wants to talk trash about me and my fake anime fandom. So I just wanted to come in here and say, what's up? How y'all doing? How's the podcast going?
He's got to come defend his dignity.
I ain't got to come defend nothing. I don't got to come defend nothing. Why do I ain't got to come defend nothing. Zip, not a nothing. What are we talking about here? Because I know y'all was talking about Jump Force when I hopped in here.
Yeah, I was talking about Studio Trigger in the next project that they're probably potentially working on.
And what is that project here?
It's called Primare. It's basically a compilation of all their animations over the past decade and their own story.
So it's not gonna be some crazy shit.
Yep. So you're talking Gurren Lagann, you're talking Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia, Space Patrol Leluco, Darling in the Franxx, everything they worked on the past decade. Oh, Kiss Niver is another really great one too.
That sounds interesting. I may have to watch.
You're gonna have to watch everything from Studio Trigger because Studio Trigger is the GOAT of the anime industry. Right up there with Sunrise and Madhouse.
Ed Norton in the chat. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up with you, Ed? Now you hop in here.
That's for sure. That sounds interesting. Like I said, I got to get in on some of these anime. Like I said, I'm still catching up. I'm still behind all that stuff.
I know you 8 years behind, bro. Oh, someone's got babies in the background.
Hold on.
Oh no, we gotta put the kids on silence right there. Love the little ones, but we gotta watch that.
Man.
But man, there's just so much coming out for anime, and I think there really are a lot of big moves being made. And another one that I'm really excited for that was recently announced, and I know all you frauds don't know this series, but a certain scientific railgun and a certain magical index is getting another new spin-off series called a certain scientific accelerator, following one of my favorite characters from the series, which is Accelerator. He's getting his own spin-off series.
I'm be real with you. Like, I have no idea what is going on, but like I did check out the trailer. It looked like so like I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, but like I'm gonna give it its props. I'm gonna give it its props because the other one, like a certain a certain magical index. I said, but this one, the main character looked cool. So I'm like, all right, Accelerator look cool.
Accelerator is dope, and he premieres in a certain scientific railgun. So you have to watch a certain scientific railgun to see where his character first appears. But all three are connected in their own spin-off series, and I love each and every one of them because I love paranormal, I love the espers and the telekinetic things, and the shit gets wild and it's just funny. I love all the characters around, but Accelerator is probably one of my favorite characters out of the series, and the fact that he's getting his own spin-off now just has me so hyped.
Yeah, I like the trailer.
Yeah.
I like the trailer, and they like in And like even in the article, he looks dope. I like the little purple aura he has around him. It looks like he can. Does he have a sword or he has like a baton?
I can't wait to see what more.
Does he have like a weapon, like a baton or a weapon, or does he have like a cane?
No, he doesn't. He
well, I was saying that like the wall, like I guess like the picture looked like he's holding like a cane or a baton or something.
He kind of he has a cane of kind of a sort that it's like a cane that comes out of a gun.
Okay.
So, like I said, Accelerators is dope, but I always laugh at his shirt because it looks like a prison guard because of this way the stripes are lined up.
Yeah, and he has like this. He got like a neck. What you call them?
Like a choker on a necklace. Choker. Yeah, that looks like it's a kind of like a neck collar. Yeah.
Yeah. I like his. I like his design. He looks dope.
Yeah, dude. He really is. But Fake Mate, you want an anime with nothing but fan service? High School DxD or Queensblade. There you go. Definitely Queensblade. Just saying. Best around. That is a beautiful work of art. But to end off here with our last announcement here is there is a special anime that is currently in select theaters right now, so you do need to go look for this. That's really for fans of anime as well as hip-hop culture. Yeah. And it's a really big project done between a Japanese artist and a French artist. And the movie is called MFKZ or Motherfuckers. And I say that because of the fact of the talent that's doing the English dubbing of it, because it has the RZA, and the RZA and most people from Wu-Tang Clan are really big anime fans and lovers of old style martial arts films. Has Danny Trejo also doing a voice in it, as well as a lot of other big names from other big shows. Michael Chiklis from American Horror Story. We have Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. We have Jorge Gutierrez from The Book of Life. We have Dasha Polanco from Orange is the New Black. And we have Vince Staples being in it, besides the RZA and Danny Trejo. So, like, these are real big name actors who are doing the voices for this. And the animation looks really great because you could see where it's French styled, but it's animated with that Japanese aesthetic, dude. Like, it is something really unique and interesting. What are your thoughts on it, Soul?
I would say, yeah, I'm gonna watch it on Tuesday. I'm going to the movie to go see that thing.
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm going Tuesday myself because there's a theater out here that's gonna be doing it.
Yeah, there's only one showing, so like
yeah. And I'm just like, yo, I was like, I'm glad we got here because I'm gonna go see Motherfuckers real quick because this is one of those social media company, and we're checking the advertisements, and I saw an advertisement for this thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I look at the video and on it, I'm just like, yo, I'm for this. Let's go. I was like, let's do this. I was like, I gotta do this now. So, dude, it is gonna be one of those things that I'm absolutely excited for. So, dude, it's just, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It is one of those films that is just gonna be so dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm definitely can't wait to see it. Like, I'm kind of still confused on what's going on in the film, but like, I kind of understand they're saying that the main character gains powers and he starts to see things that he didn't normally see before. So I can't wait to actually see it. It looks dope because they're like they're mixing like anime with like like the street and like the hip hop elements. So like
yeah, and it's like it's an entire. Like I said, it is something else because it's an entire love child between a French artist and a Japanese artist, all talking about their own unique style take of LA. You know, it's all in LA. And that just kind of shows this mix of culture, dude. It's hard to describe it, but as they call it, it's a sci-fi vision that mixes anime, film noir, lucha libre, gang culture, and an orgy of first-person shooter mayhem. Like, it is all over the fucking place. So, like, if that, like, at all, that description gets you excited, you have to go watch motherfuckers. But, you know, that's just me. But, you know, Soul already got his ticket. I got my ticket. You know, we're going to be there. You know, we're going to talk about it. But seems that things are man, tech issues going wild today for everyone right now. But we hit all our big topics. So we're about to head on out of here. All of our social medias down below. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know, all over the place. You can find us on Xbox. You can find us on Mixer, all over. But we're about to head out of here. So peace out. Check you later, guys.